All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the KTB podcast. And obviously, this is a Boom Beach Frontlines episode. There's a lot going on in that community right now, and I'm very, very excited to be a part of it. Well, they don't want me to be a part of it. They want us to be a part of it, but we are. Nevertheless, uh, I am your host, Buzzy, and I am joined here with Sea Smoke and Goofy.
Hello.
Quite the
Podcast time.
introduction. Podcast. Is it podcast time, Goofy? Oh my god, it's no audio time for Goofy because this shit's buggy as hell.
I don't know what's happening, bro. Like, I'm just personally just not having it right now.
I understand. It's very unfortunate, but I'm sure the people that are listening will enjoy it. Either or, this is a follow up on our last podcast that we did. This is the part 2 of Troops. What the fuck are you doing, bro? You fucking making like mouse sounds, Goofy. I'm trying to get through this shit. This motherfucker's having too many technical difficulties.
Bro, I can't even speak half the time, bro.
Oh my
It
goodness.
just keeps taking it off.
I don't know what to say, fam. Like,
I'm finna just not be here for this one. Like, that's really what I'm gonna do, bro.
nah,
Like, I'm
bro,
not.
not yet. It's working right now. All right, we got to do this. Um, okay, so um, that was quite the introduction. Obviously, we're not in person, not yet. So things like this are going to happen. But this is a follow up on our last podcast we did, which was part 1 of Troops. Obviously, the intention was to do all of them on that episode, but we didn't realize that having 3 or more of us on a call and each giving our opinion on the troops was going to take a lot longer than an hour. And if we did all of them, we finished the 4 we're going to do today, then that would have taken 2 hours. So let's just get to it. So the Jetpack is the one we will be starting with, and see, 1 out of 3 of us on this call like it, and it's not me. But
It's not me.
I wonder who that could be. But the Jetpack is it's a state of the art, all right? It's a fucking flying troop, and they even got it before Brawl Stars did, surprisingly. But so a flying troop that can go over water, over the fucking, what do they call them? The barriers or whatever the fuck those things are. The cover, yeah. They can hover over the cover, and they can also go over the mines, or he can also go over the mines, which is a very nice, tweak for him. Obviously, if a mine gets set off while he's like there, it'll still hit him, I believe. But he does extra damage to armor, which is vehicles, I believe. I don't think that's buildings, but I could be very wrong. I do want to figure that out though, because I see double damage, quadruple damage to armor. I want to know what the fuck exactly armor is, but I know it's vehicles. They all have armor. So I think he's an epic troop, and obviously with epics, you got to wait for that whole cooldown, 1 minute and 30 seconds. He's very good for rushing in like a boom bundle or something. But personally, I just don't see myself using him unless they buff him. Mine's only level like 7 or 8, but even then I don't want to use him. But yeah, that's my opinion on him.
Okay. So, well, Jetpack is a very very special troop to me. He is only second to my first, which is Cluster. So most of the time I start off games with Cluster, and then if I die, literally no matter what the state of the situation is, I will find some way, somehow, whenever to play my Jetpack. Now, I will be very honest. My two co-hosts here, Mr. Buzzy and Mr. Sea Smoke, they don't fully agree with my actions when it comes to using Jetpack. But you know what? I don't give a fuck. Personally. Anyways, I will use my Jetpack and I will go fly over to the worst place spot where I wouldn't even be needed. There could be 2 armored vehicles or tanks, whatever, doing the most damage to our already built base, and I will be like, fuck that, and go to the other base and shoot at enemies who I can't even kill. That's what I use my Jetpack for.
That has lost us a lot of games.
And you know what?
Yes.
I am very
yes.
satisfied because I had great laughs while they suffered, to be honest.
Yeah,
It's fine for me.
Yeah, great laughs while me and Buzzy over here losing 15 trophies in that game.
Yeah.
I also lose 15 trophies as well, but we don't talk about that. But yes, so apparently, at first, the funny thing is, I didn't actually know that he does extra damage to vehicles. I would just use him and send him wherever the hell I wanted to. And then I found out later on because Buzzy kept seeing me using him and not using him right. He was like, "Yo, Goofy, do you know that he does like times damage to vehicles?" And I started laughing because I didn't know jack shit. So he was the one that told me, and if not, I would have never knew that he does like extra damage to like vehicles and stuff. But now I do, so like I kind of use him more resourcefully. But to be honest, now if I had to really say how powerful he is, he's not really that strong. Sometimes I be rolling in and just destroying with him. I don't even know how that works. But then the other time it will just be like just he will be so useless. Um, but he do come in clutch. There was a few times where I needed to use my jetpack to get rid of like a tank that was destroying our base. So that's something I guess. Um, but other than that, he really is like useless in any other way. But I'm pretty sure it was you that told me this, but he was like, if he's like level 10, probably he's like way more useful. But like mine is like level 6, so I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. Very valid. Would you recommend people put the jetpack on their boat? Goofy.
Yes,
Would you recommend? Should people be putting the jetpack on their boat? Jesus fucking Christ.
it happened again, but yes.
Okay, yes, very definitive answer. All right, Sea Smoke, we need the people need your opinion.
Well, I mean, obviously the thing with Jetpack is he's very fast. He's a very mobile character. Like if you need something done fast, Jetpack is probably the way to go, especially if that thing you need done fast is killing a vehicle, because that is one thing the Jetpack does very, very well. Is if there's a vehicle, it'll be gone if there's a Jetpack there. And also, I've seen some people using the Jetpack just to get in and get some quick damage on the base. And also, if it's a like watery map, you can get some damage in and then retreat over the water to reload, and they can't even get you because you're just chilling in the water. So, I mean, that's pretty good. I personally don't play him on my boat just because I think there's better options, and also I don't have him the highest level, but I feel like he definitely has a pretty good use, and you probably benefit from having at least one person on your squad have him on your boat. So I'd say he's a pretty mid troop.
Yeah, he's very good on map specific scenarios, but that's an obvious one. But yeah, that's Jetpack. A lot of people don't know how to play him yet or haven't really got to experience it because they're under leveled. I mean, he is relatively new, not new, but relatively new. And we'll get there when we get there. We could give another update on Jetpack in maybe 3 to 6 months' time. Then we could do a more accurate reading of him. But you guys,
Also,
oh, what's up?
also, I wouldn't say he's worth being like an epic troop, like having that whole cooldown. He's definitely not like it's not worth it for sometimes for you to bring him because you would only get to play him like 3 times a game probably,
That's
and
true because his
you
cooling
need
is
to get
long.
you need to get rid of vehicles way more often than that usually.
That's
He's just
true.
not epic to me, you know.
Nah, personally, I mean, you're right. That's true because he's an epic brawler. Epic brawler, epic troop. He take like forever and a half just to like come back to what the fuck is the word to be ready again to use.
Yeah.
So I guess I see where you're coming from. He not mid. I mean, it's funny he could drive over water or whatever, but like to me, that's really all that's fun about him. I want to say he's mid though. He's okay. That's what he
Well,
is.
here's what it is. We'll get there when we get there with him. Not a lot of people still have access to actually playing him. He's definitely not worth playing if you're level 5 or 6. But 7 and 8 is at least the average level where I'd say like, yeah, you could play them. I would lean towards 8 though. But then again, epic leveling is different, so I don't really know how impactful 8 is. But whatever. So that's Jetpack. We're gonna move on from that. Got that one out of the way. We got 3 more to go. and I want to go on to the shotgunner next. And shotgunner's a very interesting character. Obviously, copy and paste it out of Brawl Stars. It's not like they tried to hide that it was Shelly inspiration. Like they really didn't try at all. But I mean, that's fine. Like, I have no problem with that. She feels like I don't know. It's an interesting play style for sure. It's just a get in, assassin, get out. You got a shotgun, and you hit your shots, but you don't got a lot of range. So you really got to make it count. And she is very, very fast, though. You can definitely feel like she's faster than she is a lot of the time. It's a really weird thing. I think it's just how she runs. Like it just feels like she's faster than she actually is. She's like putting her whole fucking body into it. Like she's leaning forward, running, carrying the fucking musket. Not musket, but a shotgun. She looked like she's carrying a musket. And I love it. It looks like out of a fucking cartoon when she runs. And like I don't know, the play style is very interesting. I have her on my boat. I wouldn't be prone to removing her though. I'm not sure if I won't be against moving her or removing her. I'm really not sure if she's the play a lot of the time. It's either you play her like right at the start of the game, um, or I don't even know because it's not like you want to use her to get rid of like a base. Like we're not playing like that, rushing a fucking shotgunner in to take out a base. Like she does okay damage, but there are way better options to do that. Even Jetpack's a better option to do that. But she's not good against defenses and all that. It's literally just to kill troops. That's all she's good at. So she's very good on defense. That I do know. You want a shotgunner on defense. You want a shotgunner with a medi mortar or a medi launcher. That's what you want, and you will be able to defend a lot, and it can make a very big difference. But she is more of a defensive, and she's mid to late game defensive, but early game offensive, and that's the only way to really play her in my eyes. And she's a rare. She has 2 ammo slots. They do decent damage. I do believe the damage changes though. Like I feel like the first shot's less than the second shot's more, and then it just cycles between those two. But I could be very wrong. But that's what it looks like when I'm playing her, at least. And I don't know. She's probably perfectly balanced. I don't see why they would need to change her. Because if they buffed her, that she would be too broken. But if they nerfed her, she'd be just outshone by like the assault. Like you just might as well use the assault or something to defend or whatever. So yeah, I think that she's okay as is. Leave her alone. But that's my opinion on her. She's on my boat, and I would recommend the same if you have her at least level maybe 8. Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, well, she is one of my favorite troops, but I have a lot of people who are closer to like level 8 and level 9, and she's only level 7 for me, so I don't really get a big chance to play her a lot because she is kind of under leveled compared to some of my other troops. But I love to go on that like first push with her because she can get to that zone very, very quickly, which is useful a lot of the time. And the defense of the medi mortar, obviously, that's something that is very good. But I mean, defense with the medi mortar is good for a lot of troops, so take that with a grain of salt.
Very true.
But yeah, if I had her a higher level, she would definitely be on my boat for sure.
Well, fair game. I'm gonna check because I don't know if she got changed. Oh yeah, she used to be a common, but she got moved up to a rare. And I think rare suits her pretty well. So I think she should just stay as is. What you think, Goofy?
Okay, so for me, when I had first seen her use, I think you was the one using her. Um, and like you was literally just showing everybody, and I was like, "Who the hell is that?" And he was like, "It's a shotgun." I was like, "Okay." And then I was like, "It's basically like a Shelly," but I mean, she you made her seem like she's like extremely good, I guess. But when I got her, I literally couldn't do jack shit. Um, Probably because I don't really know how to use her. You probably better use her than me. But I agree with you when you say she better to use like at the start of the game on the offensive push. Because there were times you would play her at the start of the game because I don't play her at all. After that one experience with her using her and I was basically useless, I just took off my boat. Um, But whenever you use her, you will go in, you will kill everybody, and we get the zone easily. Simple. So I do recommend that you use her at the start of the match, so you could like get the base or whatever. But other than that, I wouldn't really use her at all, cause like it's best to just stay for offense, and then I guess just stay after doing the offensive part and just stay on defense. Even though I just say she's not good for defense, because like if somebody tries to like come and like destroy your defenses to like destroy your base or something, I
Yeah.
mean you could like let the defenses like tank for you, and then you just shoot at them like every time they like reloading or something, because that makes sense. Because whenever they reloading, it takes like a good well, like a minute or a few seconds. Um, and then in that time, she could just run up on them and just like two shot them or she shot them. I'm not sure how much shots it would take, but knowing that since she's a shotgunner, she probably would take like two shots, three shots. I
Yeah.
mean, that makes sense. But otherwise, I wouldn't just like use her like league game or something to like defend last minute. She's just not the best person I'll probably use. But like at the start of the game for sure, like probably like the first half of the game, yeah. But then after that, just like probably no. So that's all I have to really say on her.
Yeah, she does have a lot of good interactions that favor her. Uh, she can one shot the Zooka if timed right. She can two shot the warrior, but that's the warrior's issue. He needs to be buffed significantly. Um, and she does more damage to bigger hitbox players. So if you go up to her close range as a heavy or like to a heavy, and you'll do like double the damage against a heavy at close range than you would with like an assault close range. And same thing goes for Flamer because she has a bigger hitbox as well. I just don't know how big it is compared to the heavy, but I know the heavy she can do a lot of damage to him. Obviously, the heavy has a lot of health, so she can eat or he can eat a lot of those shells, but like in a lot of interactions, the shotgunner can take out the heavy. But she's really good for hunting down those very like low health. I think she can one shot the sniper as well. Um, I know she can one shot the Zooka. I do that all the time, and it's so satisfying to do. Just completely wipe them off like the plane of existence. They really thought they were going to do something with that Zooka. No, not at all. Um, but yeah, she has a lot of interactions that favor her, but against a really skilled player, I could see how that player would be able to gatekeep the shotgunner from actually approaching them, like keep them away. Shotgunner does benefit a lot from using cover, not cover, but like walls and buildings to like heal up or not heal up, but like get her ammo back, kind of like bide her time, wait for the opponent to misuse a lot of their ammo or maybe overcommit, and then she's perfect to just punish. That's all she should be used for, is just full oppression at the start of the game and then defensive punishing if they overcommit. And then you don't even have to wait to bide your time if you have a Medi launcher. I think she's the one that benefits the most, debatably, from the Medi launcher. Um, but that's it's the whole big debate of like whether or not it's like the higher health people do, or it's like the lower ones who can do impact damage, like the shotgunner. But I don't know. You guys have anything else to say, buddy?
I do not.
You good,
Uh,
Goofy?
yeah.
I mean, we got time. Uh, so we got two more, and we got to make this work. We're only fucking like 20 minutes in. Um, so we may have to have some other talking points, but we got two more, and I really wish we were smart about how we did this and did 6 and 6, but obviously that was not we didn't plan for that, so we ended up doing 8 and 4.
Well,
Uh,
we could talk about some of the new things coming to the game that
yeah, but
they showed
Goofy's
us.
not aware yet, so not worth it. Um, so yeah, we'll talk to. I'm going to talk to Goofy after this call and tell him about the things that are actually coming to this game. Alliances are coming to this game in a couple of days. But
Yeah, no
there's
more Olympics. Yay.
yeah, I know you don't give a fuck, but we'll get there when we get there. But there are two troops left, and are they both epic? They are both epic. Three of these ones were epic. It was just a shotgunner that wasn't. And the next one we will talk about is the Zooka, and the Zooka was like the first, I guess, rare epic is how I would call it, because like yes, I know rare is a rarity on the scale, but She's the
I know what
epic
you
at
mean.
yeah, she's just epic at the start of the game that felt like she was rare to get. Uh, so it actually felt good when you got the Zooka. I know a specific player who I won't name drop for affiliations that are unjust to mine, but or unlike mine, but it took him till HQ8, I believe, to even get the Zooka. Uh, so I mean that's unfortunate, really, but Zooka's one of those ones that I got really early on, and Zooka has one ammo, a little fucking frail, fragile girl, but with a gigantic missile fucking rocket thing, bazooka, a bazooka, and fucking it shreds. Like that thing really does good damage against vehicles, buildings, like it just shatters everything. It's just pure fucking explosive damage on everything she hits except troops. But even troops can get it too. Like you got a bunch of troops together, it even does some little splash damage, and that can really be impactful at times. But the Zooka, given the game's mechanics and how hard it is to dodge a lot of things, the Zooka you can actually dodge. Um, it's just you got to have the wiggles though. You got to be running forward. Actually, I would stray left to right when you play her. So you're straying to the right, and then you just right when you know she's about to shoot, just turn and run to the left, and she'll fucking miss or just shoot the ground, depending on how fast your character is. You can't get it every time though, but you can hit it a lot. And it's very beneficial to do that because Azuka has like a sole purpose of kind of shredding the health of the defenses, the HQ vehicles, whatever it is. That's all she's used for. She's a glass cannon, and you got to get rid of her. And that's what you should do. You should hunt them and don't let them live because they're really going to be a nuisance when you're trying to do an offensive push. And um, she's a little epic troop. Does not have much health, as I said, gets one shotted by a shotgunner, but the utility that she can provide is very, very worth using her and definitely worth the cooldown. Would I suggest changing her in any way? Probably not. Maybe lessen the damage she could do to an HQ, but I don't know. I don't think I would change too much about her. But the only thing I would debatably do is just lessen the damage she does to buildings or HQ. But other than that, I think she's balanced as is. Should you have her on her boat? On your boat? Yes, you should. Okay, I don't personally, but that's just because I don't like her playstyle. But you should. You should have her on your boat. And that would be very beneficial to your team. And they will be very thankful when they pull up in a 4x4 and an APC and you can get in as a Zooka. They will be very happy. So definitely for the sake of your team, use Zooka. Am I willing to change my boat and put Zooka on it? Absolutely. Do I see myself doing that anytime soon? Probably not.
No,
So
no.
that's all I gotta say. Okay.
All right. So for me, when it comes to Zuka, I I didn't even know she was rare or whatever. Cause I get her like pretty early in the game, so I can't really speak on not being able to have her. Um, but to me, it's like she's also one of the people that I barely use. Whenever I use her, personally, I just think that, since she shoots a missile, she just do double damage to like buildings or something. Even though that's probably not what she does. Like I just assume so. So I just use her with the expectation of going to a building and just destroying it or something with her. But that's really it. I like when it comes to like, taking people out, I don't really use her for that. But whenever I fighting against a Zooka or something, like I take them out real quick. Like and I be using cluster 24/7. Like, it just goes to show that she not really something to be using. Personally, I wouldn't like recommend that you put her on your boat because like why? Um, like she just have low health. She don't really do that much damage to be honest. Um, and she also just don't fit how I play because she only shoot like one bullet as well. Like I'm not having that. Because if I only have one bullet and like I'm trying to like murk somebody, they're about to run away because I only have one. I gotta wait till she reload and all this nonsense just to hit them again. So personally, I wouldn't use her. You could use her. That's on you. But I don't have. I don't think I have on my boat. She probably using my boat. If she using my boat, that's mainly because I just fill in the slots. It's
Nah,
not because I
she's on your
use her.
boat. I know she's on
Yeah.
your boat because she's the one that you have first because your automatic pick, like if you were to do nothing and you're just stalling on the screen, it says that you're picking Zooka.
But I never use her. I always bait people. Like I never use her. Like literally, Buzzy himself even figured out my pattern, how I work. Like most of the time, I know it is being Zuka, and I just want him to be like, yo, like like I just want Buzzy to be like, yo, Goofy, don't use Zuka, or like Sea Smoke the other day, he was like, yo, Goofy, don't use Zuka, and I'm like, okay, and then I keep Zuka till like the last second, and I switch to class and I play. That's just how I work. I never use Zuka. If I use Zuka, it's only because my cluster dead, and then my jetpack dead, so I use Zuka. Otherwise, you never catch me using Zuka.
I feel you.
Okay,
What you think?
well, I mean, if you don't defend a Zooka and she's just shooting on your base, like your base is gonna go down pretty quickly. Like you can't just ignore that damage. And also, if you got a APC or a 4x4 with a couple Zookas inside, your base is not lasting long. Like it is going down, and there's pretty much nothing you can do about it if that happens. So I feel like you just need to have her on your battle boat for that situation where you just need to do a lot of damage to a base really quickly. Also, she's good if you like got a tank or a Scorcher or something coming towards your base and you got to take that out. You go Zooka and you can just shred that. And it does good against defenses too. But if there are a lot of defenses, you don't want to go alone with a Zooka. You want to have like somebody there to block for you or just draw the defense's fire away, like maybe a heavy or something like that. But you can't just ignore Zooka on your base because it's not going to go well for you if you do that.
Yeah, definitely agree. So, oh boy. Y'all got anything else to say about Zooka?
You wish, don't you? No, no, we don't.
I really,
You
okay.
definitely need it on your battle boat. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, mine's level 9. I really should put her back on, but I'm being stupid. Um,
She fits that niche that nobody else really does. So,
What is that niche, Sea Smoke?
doing lots of damage to a
oh,
base really quickly.
Luffy doesn't know
Cap.
what niche
Okay, move
means.
on.
Uh, he's trying to get you to say what niche means without actually asking what does niche mean. So either or. The last one that we need to talk about today, and we will find something to talk about. I mean, we're entertaining fellows. We talk on the phone normally. We'll make it happen. This is just the last on our schedule.
We will.
We will do it. But this was supposed to be done in one. We were going to be talking about defenses or power ups today, but it is what it is. So tune in, next 2 weeks to get defenses and power ups. That's what you want to listen for because we can give you all of them. Like there won't be any stall time like this. Just right to the point, and we'll make it happen. Um, yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm responding to Justin.
Oh, so who's the last person we have to talk about?
The last person is the Flamer. And the Flamer, this is the one that has definitely struggled the most to just find a fucking spot in this game. The Flamer started as a rare, I believe, and was then when they did this entire transition, moved her up to a epic, which was really uncomfortable to me. I feel like they were just trying to meet some sort of quota. We don't have enough epics. The board says we need more, and then they're just like, "Fuck!" She drops fire when she dies. Fucking just move her up. And then like it was just scrambling. Everybody was losing their fucking minds. And they're like, all right, Flamer's an epic. She does not fit any of the qualities or traits of an epic. But hey, look, you can move your fucking fire nozzle around left to right now. You don't have to fucking lock it on people anymore. Look at you dealing all that fucking impactful damage with your little flamethrower, your fucking puny little flamethrower. Like you can't get it up in the bedroom with that flamethrower. Either or, that bitch is lost, bro. She has no idea what she's doing in this game. Okay, Pam is superior to her in every way, shape, or form, and she just obviously it's Flamer was tended to be like Pam in Brawl Stars as well. Obviously different traits, but it was just to fit the, I got a fat girl on our game. I don't really understand what the whole fucking why. That's like a lot of games I play. It's like there always has to be the one either fat or jacked girl that's on the roster. And it's just like, oh, I guess okay. I mean, I'm all for equality or whatever, but I guess they're trying to do it in a more fancy way. Upbeat. She's sizzling hot. She shoots fire at you, but I mean, I guess I'll say it's a 8 out of 10 on the approach, but good fucking god, she is struggling, and she's an epic. As I said, she shoots with an ammo bar, so she's a Pam that's like Amber from Brawl Stars. So she shoots with a bar, so it's not 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just holding. And like, I loved that they changed that she can actually move the nozzle around and just shoot at anybody and like anything, spray it. And they also changed that with the Scorcher because the fire mechanic was so terrible back like a couple months ago when you had to lock it onto people. Like, it just felt like it wasn't doing shit. Like, you're like, okay, there's a line of 4 people right here. If I just aimed this direction, I would hit all 4 of them. Then the flamers targeting would make you hit like the one guy who just strays a little bit to the left. So then you're only hitting the one to the left instead of hitting all 4 of them. And the flamer was just terrible. But she has some decent AoE. The best thing about the flamer, in my opinion, is that she drops a little puddle of fire at the end. And that's a shame when like the only good thing about her is when she dies. So you take that with how you will, but she drops a little fire puddle that the bots love to fucking jump and play in like it's a splash pad. They can't get enough of it, bro. Like, so like they see that shit in their zone. They're like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna stand here. Like, I'm a statue now. I can't move. Like, my legs don't work anymore." So I swear, even fucking
True.
Jetpack find a way to stand in that thing. But it's hella annoying when a flamer. I swear the bot's AI is meant to do this. Like, they just walk up to your HQ or a defense, fucking hug it, like get right up to it so that they're fucking rubbing onto it and then die. So then the fire puddle's just hitting the fucking defense or the fucking HQ. I can't count how many times like a flamer has went up and just inappropriately touched the HQ and then died. It's just getting free damage. It's so stupid. But either or, nobody's using the flamer, man. You really gotta you gotta reevaluate your life choices if you have the flamer on your. I don't care if she's level 11. Okay, she's got some nice health. She's a fucking meat shield, but she just sucks. Like, and like, please, like, don't get rid of her. Like, how I was talking about the booster last podcast, like how I believe she's just terrible and you should just make her just something completely different. But you can go back and watch that one, listen to that one for my actual opinion on that. But the flamer, I know I've said a lot, but please fix her, man. Like, I'm definitely willing to use her and shit. I mean, she does good against bots, but she just doesn't really do much. So I don't know. That's what I think. I have a lot of opinions about her.
Okay, well, I'll tell you. In her description, it says she does full damage to people against that are hiding in cover or behind a shield tower or whatever.
I forgot.
And I feel like I thought that was double for some reason, but I'm sitting here thinking maybe it should be double to people behind cover. I feel like that would help her a lot because she would actually have a use that nobody else does, and it would just help her out a lot if that were the case. Also, I don't think it helps that she's an epic. Like, just that doesn't help when you can barely even play her. So like, even if she was good, you'd barely see her ever in the match. Like, I feel like an epic rarity person should actually feel epic, and when they're on the map, you should be like, oh, the other team has an epic. This is a problem.
Be aware.
But epics are not like that, and the flamer is definitely not like that. And if the other team has a flamer, you don't even got to worry about it because it's not doing much.
Yeah, that's facts. Let my boy Goofy give an opinion. I feel like he has something to say. I could be very, very wrong. You might be deaf spitter and mute spitter, but you might have some.
Nah, wait, hold on. Y'all gotta give me a little second. Keep it going. Keep it going.
A little
Hold
second.
on.
It's in my hand right now. Hey, come on, man. We're not doing this, bro. Okay. She alright. She had the potential to be alright. That's what I mean. But Flamer is just worn out, okay? She's found her way into the gutter, and I don't know if she can be dragged out just yet. They do need a nice balance change update. Please get us more comfortable with regularly balancing this game. I'm okay for things to be fucking balanced to be broken as long as there's like regular balance changes every like fucking maybe 2 months. Like you do some like fucking whole list of maybe like 6 or 7 of them. If something's found its place, then leave it. Don't turn it like Brock from Brawl Stars. Please stop touching him. But either or, the Flamer needs to be buffed significantly. I would say her damage, not her health. So if you're going to touch her, you touch her damage. And I think if she had more health, she would just be a nuisance. And not in a good way. Okay. The health is what levels her out from in that situation where she has more damage from not being broken. Or right now, it levels her out. So what's up,
Okay.
Gooby?
Yeah, so for me, with the Flamer, personally, I just think she's useless. I only ever see her whenever it's a bot using her. Otherwise, me ever see her on the court or field, whatever you want to call it, used by no real person. It's just purely bots that they use her. And whenever the bots use her, they mostly just walk up to you, stand still, spray for a second, and then most likely you kill them. If not, they sometimes you get a little damaging because maybe using somebody that's not as like tanky as her, Zooka probably not a good example, but yeah, I probably say Zooka because she got no help, and they might if you suck, I guess they might kill you. They're talking about me, but I mean in general. But otherwise, she's just useless to me. I never use her. She was never on my boat. I never cared. I just never give a fuck about her because she's just useless to me. But do I recommend for anybody to use her and have her on their boat? No, fuck no. Until they buff her, maybe. But honestly, you never catch me using her.
Yeah, that's fair game. Shout out Zaham though. Back in the day, like maybe like 5 months ago, uh, him, Spades, and another individual that I guess I can't name. They would just rush the fight. Apparently, some strat, some dumbass strat, like fucking 4x4 with two flamers was like stupid. Like, because obviously a lot of bots are playing. You want to get them out of there fast, so that's what the two flamers did. And the 4x4 is running around in circles, spraying them or running into them. But I guess that was a valid strategy at one point. Should you duplicate that and try it again in today's meta?
Fuck
No,
no.
don't do that. Actually, yes, do that. Do that against me. Okay, do that.
Yeah.
Like go to my base, come to my A, and do that. Okay, that's what I want you to do. I'd probably take out all three of you in my fucking heavy. Yeah, I don't know, man, but it's just
Yeah,
odd.
I remember back in the day using the triple flamer strat, and it was okay. It wasn't the best, but you definitely couldn't do that now. It would not work the same.
Yeah, there's been too many additions to this game for the Flamer to have a place like that. But either or, I mean, that's pretty much all there is to say about the Flamer. Like, it's just they need to make some changes. I think they're aware that they need to make some changes. It's just that Flamer's not on their like, do right now, red alert list. But then again, they don't care too much about what the image of what an epic should look like is. I guess they don't. That doesn't bother them. I mean, I know if I was in charge, I'd be like, all right, epics are going to look like epics. They got one coming out right now. Well, two coming out right now. We're gonna save it for next week, but I'm telling you, one of them looks like a fucking epic. That's for sure. So yeah, I'm excited for that one. That one's the only epic that not only looks like an epic, but seems to be played like an epic as well. Whereas the Warrior, for example, looks like an epic. The Warrior looks like he could be a fucking legendary when they do add that rarity, which they will. Like he looks like he could be a rarity, but he plays like a I don't know what's below common. Okay, is there even one
Uncommon.
below? No, uncommon's like between rare. Uh, but
Useless.
yeah, useless. It's just like maybe one tier above useless. Like, and that's just straight up, run in, smack a building, and you might take some nice damage. But like, don't use the warrior. But it ain't about that, bitch. So this is a segment off the top of our heads. We're going to hit an hour. We will never have a podcast that isn't an hour. We got 20 minutes to go. We don't have any fucking more troops to talk about. So what we're gonna do now, this is off the top, of course, off the dome, is just talk about because I don't want to spoil anything for the next weeks because we do have some plan. So, well, do you guys have anything that you feel like you didn't get across for the last one, for the last or the other 8 troops we talked about? Like any like fucking sleepless thoughts where you're just sitting in bed like fuck, I wish I said that.
Well, I will say that the Firebomber is like tied with like 2 other troops as my lowest level. And once I get him up in level, he will be joining my squad on the battle boat. And that is going to happen, I hope, soon.
Yeah, actually, we might as well talk about the fucking battle boat. Like, there are 5 troops that you can store on that thing, and that's the perfect number. I think they just nailed it right away. I see no reason for it to ever be increased. There's no game like time that would actually have benefit from using 6 different troops, or if you're even able to use all 6 troops in one battle. Like, assuming you're any good at all, you shouldn't be dying every 20 seconds. So you should be alive for on average 30 seconds to a minute. And that's average. Like there are times where you can be alive for like, 2 minutes plus with one character. It's unlikely, but it can happen. And obviously there's some factors like the Medi launcher and stuff, but to take all of that out of consideration, it can happen. It just probably shouldn't. So you want to have the right ones on your battle boat so that you know which one you want to start a game with. And it could very well be map dependent. Like Jetpack could do very well on like the one with a lot of water, with bridges and shit. Fuck that is. And, in other situations, I say it's better to start with an assault. If your teammate's using assault, this is my opinion, start with the medic and heal them. Actually, or shotgunner. Shotgunner is probably best. If they start with shotgunner, then use your medic to heal them. And you can start with the shotgunner to be more oppressive, like we said in the beginning. And assault's like an all-around great start. If you're ever questioning what to do, just start with assault. You'll probably do fine. And like those are the 3 characters you should start with. So I say you start with or 4. So you're either using the shotgunner, the jetpack, the assault, the medic, and in a specific scenario, maybe use the booster. But there really shouldn't be another one you start with. As in like what's in the current game right now. Like debatably, you could say use the cluster and shit. I'm still against it if you're versing real players. I don't know why you would start with the cluster, or use the cluster at all. But either or, those are the ones you want to start with. So you have a slot specifically for one of those 4 to 5, and I would suggest that only 3 of those are actually really viable. So, one of those 3 maybe, but you pick which 3 those are, whichever ones you think I'm thinking of. And then the second spot would be one for because you're probably in most scenarios rushing to a base. You're either living or you're dying within the first fucking 20 seconds of you being there. So it's like your second guy or girl, whatever, has to be the one that comes back. And you're probably not going to have money for a vehicle. You're probably still going to be on foot as a troop. And you then come back with, like, I'd say the comeback one would be like a heavy, in my opinion. Yes, the heavy is slow, but you got to keep in mind that a lot of the people at the zone, it's probably cleared out. Like, it's kind of like people have set up camp. Like, everybody on the opposing team is already at A. There's only like 2 or 3 people at B. That's when you go with a heavy. You can clear them out. They probably don't even have that much health. You clear them out, then you just sit there, and your team is then able to support you afterwards. That, or I would suggest using one of the characters from the first slot that you didn't use. You should probably have like two of them. They're all good all around characters, a lot of them. So having like two or more of the ones that I mentioned for the first slot on your boat's probably very optimal. But yeah, shit like that. But I'm gonna let you guys think. What's the third slot?
Well, you
One
definitely
of you
need a slot.
motherfuckers.
You need a slot for the
None of
person
you
you want to.
motherfuckers. Do I gotta name drop you, or you guys just can't talk? Oh, I guess they can't talk, man. I hate when that shit
No,
happens.
I heard him. I heard him.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Okay. I was speaking, but I guess
yeah,
you
I
couldn't
heard you.
hear me.
I heard you. Yeah, I heard you.
So
I
you definitely need a slot for the people you want to go in and take out a base with, like maybe later game, mid game, when you need that person who can just go and deal damage that you know is going to be good damage to their base. And some people who can do that are Zooka, Firebomber, maybe Heavy if you play it right, but probably not because he takes a long time to get there, and you know you need to have time to like wind up your shot before it starts doing a lot of damage. And I mean, if you're someone who plays Warrior, which I don't know why you would, he does deal extra damage to buildings. I don't know why, but I guess that could be an option. I don't know why it would be. But if you want to torture yourself, you could choose him to do that. I personally have Zooka on my boat to do that specific thing. So she gets the job done pretty nicely, does a lot of damage. Goofy, what do you think?
yeah, fourth slot. What what should you put?
For me, fourth time. Y'all might not like me for this. You're fuckery.
Your fuckery. You need a fuckery slot.
All right. So I know everybody will always hate on my cluster, but personally, the fuckery slot will be mainly for cluster and jetpack, and maybe flamer. No, ah, I chose this slot. I put a lot of thought into it, right? No, the flamer, absolute ass. Anything that's ass is mostly used and and mostly played for the sole purpose of fuckery. Uh, so I put the flame on there because you just talked about how useless she was. So she's mean potential. She fits right in. Now
Okay.
we have the jetpack. Fuck you, first of all. Let me explain my shit. Anyways, jetpack. The jetpack is actually useful for something. He could, do damage to the vehicles when you need to defend. So at least you have somebody on there that's doing something, right? He could defend, take out the vehicles that's attacking you or whatever. Safe and sound. Everybody chilling. Then we got the main one, the main man, the main person. We got the cluster. No, the cluster is the best of the best, right? No, you put him on your boat, right? The minute you put him, you win in every game. I guarantee it. I stand by it. No, you could use it for anything. Probably not good to use him against a vehicle because you're gonna get fucked up. Because they could just drive away from your shots. But knowing me or anybody else who's stupid enough to just rock cluster all the time, they don't give a fuck. We don't give a fuck. We just use them against whatever that comes against us. The cluster is effective against anything. I don't know what his perks are. It's kind of crazy because I use him all the time. But I mean, he could be used to defend against people because that's literally what I use him for mainly. And I am a god at defending. Y'all can't even lie. I'm very good at defending with my cluster. When it comes to attacking people, I'm good at that too. If they're by themselves, I'm mostly fucked. If they're bunched up, I'm just that guy for the job. Um, and then he also does good at taking out bases. No, I be putting in the work. Most clusters we putting in the work. Me and C Smoke, whenever we use cluster, we put in the work, and we get rid of that base if needed, respectfully. No, That's my fourth slot. My fourth slot would just be made for pure fuckery. No.
Okay, so we're gonna change the name of that slot to a fun slot to keep it PG for the children of the Boom Beach Frontlines Discord that are listening right now. So Goofy suggests that the fourth slot should be held with fun in mind. You wanna enjoy the game when you get on the front lines. They don't call it the front lines
Yeah.
fun for nothing. So you get on there and you offer no benefit, nothing to your team. You just do what you do and don't look back. Minus 15, right in the wind. Let it go. It doesn't matter. That reminds me of the one time my friend lost a $50 bill in the wind. It's quite upsetting, and then he thought I stole it, but really I did not steal it. Oh man, that shit was gone. That's the equivalent to playing the Flamer. Your team's entire integrity, its structure is completely shattered. So if that's your fuckery slot, cluster against real players, cluster against bots is valid right now. Cluster against real players, not valid. Cluster against Flamer against real players, not valid. So if you want a fuckery slot, you know where those two fit. And
Cluster against Buzzy B, very valid though.
that's not true.
You can ask him. Me and Goofy played against him many a times, and he does not live against our cluster.
Facts.
Is that when I'm playing the heavy? Is that what you're talking about? Okay.
Well, I mean, it's not our fault you main heavy.
Man, that's not true. I never main heavy. But either or, okay, that's all false information. It's obviously never been confirmed. But the fifth slot, the last and final slot, is, in my opinion, there is only one that can go there. And there will be only one that can go there. And if you don't have a permanent slot for this troop, you're stupid. I just really don't understand how you couldn't have a permanent slot for him. And that is the Fire Bomber.
I knew it, bro. Fucking
the Fire Bomber, he sits there fucking comfortably. I will be using the Fire Bomber on my boat till the end of this game, whenever that is. You know, whenever KTB ends up usurping it and taking it over. I don't know if that would be considered the end or like a new beginning, but either or, the Fire Bomber, that's my guy. That's the one guy that I know no matter what situation, maybe I don't even use him in the game, but I would lose it if that guy was off my boat. Even for a second, I would feel wrong. I would feel like I have done him wrong. And I've not only done him wrong, I've done myself wrong. I've done my people wrong. Everybody that's looked up to me, I've completely shattered that. And without the Fire Bomber, I am not whole. And if I could confess my love to him, I would.
That sounds so gay. That sounds so gay.
And I don't know if he'd love me back. Maybe I don't use him enough. Maybe he likes being used. I'm not sure, but
Yo, big man, you got with water, bro. Nah, big man, that's so way too wrong.
I don't. I think you're picking at straws here. I don't know what you're talking about. I just tell you guys, and you guys need to just trust me on this one. The Fire Bomber needs to be on your boat. Mine is level 7. There's a reason why number 1 in the world at the moment, obviously about to be dethroned, uses the Fire Bomber in every game. And obviously, pay to win level 11 Fire Bomber is a lot better than my, average player at level 7. But it's a fucking menace. It can really fuck around with people's entire well-being. Just trust the word of KTB X Buzzy. That is where you want to get all of your Fire Bomber pro tips. And yeah, so that's the 5th slot for me. And my boat would go as follows using the exact formula. First slot, that would be Assault. He's an all-around. And I know that he's good as a start of the gameplay. My second would be Shotgunner. That's see, the Shotgunner I'm willing to get rid of, but Shotgunner's like it's a safety. Like if the Assault doesn't work, I'm going in with the Shotgunner. If I have a feeling that the Shotgunner's going to work right away, then I'll use the Shotgunner. But if not, then I'm going to the Assault. Like it's just those two I can cycle between the first 2 lives and be okay with it. but usually it doesn't go that way. So I think that if I had to pick, I would just keep the assault, and then my second slot would go to the heavy. Then my third slot would, following Sea Smoke's example, you need somebody who's able to destroy a base and stuff. I could switch it back to the Zooka, and I may. So that would be the Zooka spot potentially. Okay, I'm not saying don't expect my boat as is right now to be following that formula. Okay, I like to have fun. And I know there's a fun slot, but I don't like to be destructive to my team fun. I like to actually win. But I play with what I like. But if you want to play to win, I'm telling you the formula. And that third slot will go to Zooka. So now we're at Assault, Heavy, Zooka. All three early game motherfuckers you can achieve. You're unlocked. And then the fourth slot, the fun slot. So the fun slot, with a buff, okay, with an incoming buff, you would play the Flamer or the Cluster. But you know what else? It's fuckery and having fun. The Medic. So the Medic is my fourth slot, and he's sitting there fucking comfortably because debatably I'm fucking around. Okay, I'm just running around healing whoever probably doesn't need it, and then it's like I'm offering, probably 60% of the time nothing compared to me being literally anybody else except the booster. I would be better off in that specific scenario. But I mean the medic's great because of the blue health. I actually love that. That once you go full health, you can actually charge more health, but it's temporary health. That's so cool that's a thing. So medic is in my fuckery slot, and the only reason I was including him in the first slot to begin with the formula was because I would only do that if I was playing with a teammate, that was using something like that. But whatever, he's there. He's in the fourth slot. Source, trust me, bro. Okay, and then the fifth slot, I don't even gotta say who's in the fucking fifth slot. That's for me though. What you guys think?
So my battle boat is Assault, Heavy, Zooka, same as yours for the first three slots. But then in my fuckery slot, we got Cluster, of course. Who else? And then in my fifth slot, I got Sniper, because if you're not playing Sniper, you're doing something wrong. Great on defense, and you can't really do anything about it.
I guess that's true.
Okay, so for my first slot, I would also mostly because if I had to play my two hosts here, they would absolutely kill me if I do any other dumb shit to my fucking boat, because they were the reason I even have Assault on my boat. Otherwise, he never catch me on Assault. I don't use him, but I'll stay with the Assault for now. Second slot, I would use my Jetpack. My Jetpack always have to be on my boat, no matter what. For my third slot, can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm have to put him up there. After long consideration, long thought, I've now come to the decision that I will most likely put the Fire Bomber in my third slot, mainly because I've been hearing all this good stuff about, he's this, he's that, number one player using him, blah blah blah. I know for a fact Buzzy jumping in his boots right now. He's like, Skilly-Doo. He's finna use him now. Yeah, fuck you.
Okay.
Shut up, bro. Let me do my thing, boy. Alright. Fourth slot. We're gonna have to go with the main man, best of the best. Big chunky boy. 3 attack ammo, Mr. Cluster. Respectfully, that man never coming off my boat.
3? I thought he had 2.
He used
Yeah,
to
he does have
He's fucking weed.
But you fucking play him every game, Goofy. Oh my god.
He's my highest person.
Y'all got to keep in mind, we are influencers, okay? And we have this guy up here. You know what the fuck he's talking about.
I, I, put, I, I put my cluster in the fourth spot because he always has to be there. And then for my fifth slot, I ain't even gonna lie, that was a tough decision because I already put everybody that I would actually use on there. But it would have to be a tie between Zooka and Sniper. So I probably because even though Zooka does more damage to buildings, right, or whatever, I
Yeah,
probably so even though she does that, like the sniper does a good amount of damage to anything, including people and buildings. So I mean, she kind of like trumps Zuka in my eyes. I don't know about y'all. So I'd probably put her on my boat, except for other than the Zuka. So that's my boat.
that's your boat. I mean, it does work. It's definitely efficient. Probably going to somehow find a way to lose, but
Yes, yes.
I'm actually going to go on the game right now, and I'm just going to put the boat in that order. I actually have the heavy as the second slot on purpose. He was going to be that anyways, but it's because I want the heavy at the back. Because you don't put the heavy at the back, then you can't see the ones in front of him because he's so fucking big. And he has a gigantic gun. So I need him to be at the back so I can at least. It's just aesthetic. Like I know some people don't care about that shit, but I need him at the back so I can see him. And I think the update that's coming is going to change that anyway. How this looks. So whatever. And okay, actually no. I guess that spot is the fourth slot that puts him at the back. But I'm actually going to remove the shotgunner and replace with Zooka, who's not an epic. Zooka got changed from an epic. That's right. She's a rare. I am sorry for the misleading information. I
We're
have
supposed
no
to be influencers, guys.
yeah, I have we're good influencers. I have no fucking I have no epics on my boat. I mean, none of them are worth the cooldown right now. I'm very happy Zooka doesn't have that. Actually, no, I'm not happy Zooka doesn't have that cooldown. I don't want to verse people who can go Zooka every 45 seconds. I would much rather than go Zooka every minute and 30 seconds. This is a lot better for me. But yeah, this is my new boat, and it is the 5 I have mentioned, and I feel like this will do me well. They're all very early game players. I believe the most advanced one that is even on my boat, you unlock at HQ 5, being the fire bomber. But yeah, and it used to be HQ 6, which was the shotgunner. But I don't use any troops past. I never even used any troops past HQ 6 because that would be the warrior, the booster. Let's say it's just the warrior and the booster that are passed. But there are more coming. Trust me. And the only spot on this boat that I'm willing to give up for a better alternative, well, two. I'm willing to give up the medic and I'm willing to give up the Zooka. I don't see myself giving up the assaults or the firebomb or the heavy. The assault could happen. It's possible, but it's a very, very slim chance. He's too all around good, and plus I have him high level. See, we made it happen. I knew we would, and all we got to do is talk. And we're gonna get to the point where even without schedule and planning on this Boom Beach Frontlines podcast, we can just make things happen like that. So, do you guys have any last words before we wrap this up?
No.
Nope.
Nope,
Plus
indeed.
best.
I don't expect this one to get as many views as the others because it's a part 2, and we had to grow an audience before people want to do part 1, part 2. But if they understood what we were doing, and it's like they knew what troops were going to be talked about, they could just watch this one. But probably not going to happen. But we'll get some views, and we'll be eating soon. Okay, July we're going to be getting 100 views per video. That'll be the lowest, as a promise. I mean by the end of July, but it's still in July. Just got to keep grinding, boys. Thank you all for watching or listening, however you did. I don't know if this is entertaining to watch on YouTube. You can see the little green lines when I talk. Like, it's me, man. I got the sexy voice on the B. But either or, make sure that you join the Discord link on whatever app you're fucking on right now. You fucking goof, and find it, and just join the Discord. Talk to us. We're all there all the time. And you can listen live, as you can see from the YouTube recording of this. We record this in a stage channel. Don't bite our style. I mean, Clash of Many, you want to bite. But I'm telling you, man, listening live, it's just better. It's just in the vibe, raw. We don't edit at all, but it feels more raw. And you can see how we actually get to it. And you can see, as if you're watching this right now, how nobody's here except the thing that I have recording this called subscribe. But we're humble, all right? We're talking to nobody, but we know that soon in the coming weeks, coming months, we'll have an audience. I don't know what the fuck you're doing, but
Yeah, that needs to stop.
echoing? That's gotta be me.
Wait,
Is
what?
it? I don't know. Goofy was fucking squealing or something like a mouse, but nibbling on some shit. But either or, soon our audience will grow to the point where we got like 20 people listening live every time. And I'll be very, very happy when that. It's definitely a boost in confidence. I thought it would be a little nervous at first with all of us, but I think it's a lot better that way. Either or, this is where we wrap it up. Make sure you subscribe and follow. Tuck your homies in. Good night, and that'll be it for today. Peace.